Well, it's becoming exceedingly rare these days to get your hands on an airplane that's under $100 that's ready to fly and is worth your money. And that's a sad statement, but it's true. Today we have one. Now it just barely scrapes by $99.99. Okay, this airplane is a nice little Piper Cub and I think it looks great. Scale wise, it looks really good for the size that it is, and it comes in like two pieces. The main wing is held on with one screw and a tab on the front. You have to install the decorative but probably not very functional wing struts, and then the little pants or skirts on the wheels and the landing gear themselves are just kind of like pressure fit into place. It's a good system. Now the interesting thing about this airplane is that it has 3 motors, and maybe that's what I should have led off with this video, but it's got 3 motors to 1 prop. It is really hard to see, guys, but there's 1 motor on the bottom in the center and then 2 on the top in the corners. Can you see that? And if I spin the prop, you may be able to see the gears moving in there. So it's a triangle stacked 3 brushed motors in there to make that happen. Again, one's on the bottom. Hard to see, but they're in there. I can see them pretty well even at this angle. Can you see them? Yep. Cool. The reason for that is kind of like a higher torque, right? Maybe you can fight through wind a little better. You can take off a little faster. I mean, Cubs are known to be short takeoff and landing airplanes. And so you're not gonna like be setting speed records and going for like super high RPMs to hit those higher speeds, but you're gonna get a higher torque out of this, I think. We've seen it one other time. An airplane of this size and around this price point had 3 motors, and I have no complaints about that one as I recall. I think it flew pretty well. Now we did see a Piper Cub on the channel not too long ago. It was bright yellow. Actually, it might have been close to a year ago, which in the grand scheme of things just doesn't feel that long ago now. But a small yellow Piper Cub, and we had a fairly good experience in that video. But I want to say that a lot of people, other YouTubers, did not have such a good experience with that. And I mean, we showed ours crashing and parts falling off of it, so how good could that experience actually be? Let's hope that this one flies a little better for an airplane that's ready to fly under $100. Super major fail. We just did an entire video without the mic. Let's hope we have enough battery to pull this off, okay? We'll give you a quick summary of what just happened, but give us a like for trying this again. Okay, are you ready for takeoff? Ready. I like that we're taking off from the ground. The landing gear is probably the nicest thing about this airplane. Let's go. I've got it in high rates. It has high and low. This airplane has no ailerons, just elevator and rudder. So our consensus for this airplane is that it is a very squirrely flyer. There, that little jerk that it did there is just, it kind of does that. It does that a lot. It's got like a little mind of its own, a little twitchy mind of its own. And I'm not sure that 3 motors really do this airplane justice. I say just do 1 motor, you guys, and give it ailerons. I agree. Like, here we go, listen. There's a full throttle pass. Now, Abby got her hands on this airplane too. We might show you guys a couple seconds of it, of her flying it, but she flew it for like 4 or 5 minutes, and I flew it for like 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah. It just so happened that her mic was not turned on. We failed. We definitely failed, but that's okay. What we want to do is wreck it. Look, all this squirrely flying is just not normal for a little plane like this. It looks really good, but it just does not fly that great. You're flying it way better than what I did. I am really struggling here, Abby, and I'm trying to keep it at fairly low throttle for like efficient flying, just because I don't know how much juice we have left in this battery. But what I want to do, if you guys are here just looking for a good airplane, you're hoping you can pick up an airplane for $100 or so, you know, that's getting more rare. But I'd like to recommend in the description box below, by this link, we'll have another airplane that might cost 20 or 30 more bucks, but it actually works and works really well. So we'll link that down there for you as our recommendation as an alternative to this airplane, because it just doesn't fly very good. That is that wonky flying, and then me trying to correct it is just not normal for an airplane like this. Let them listen to the motor. Okay, we'll do a full throttle like motor pass here. See, those 3 motors are just grinding up against that main gear for the prop, and so I don't know how good that is on that motor. And then the fact that it doesn't have ailerons really makes this a struggle to fly in any wind at all. I was saying the first time we flew this that I think it would be a great airplane at an indoor event. If you have an indoor facility you could fly at, and it's very, very like just no wind at all. no wind of an evening or an indoor event like E-Fest used to be, that's where this could shine, because it's a nice slow flyer and it does look really good and nice in scale. Other than that, if you don't have a place you could fly this indoor, and most of us do not, I would not recommend this for pretty much any beginners, because this would be a massive turnoff. If this was your first airplane into the hobby, it would definitely not make you want to fly more airplanes, I can tell you that right now. And if you're like a pro or intermediate or anywhere in between, it's just, if I had $100 to spend on an airplane or the hobby in general, it would not go to this, I can tell you that confidently. I'm trying to like wrap up everything that we said in that first take in this second go, and I can just feel my battery sagging down low. But if you guys appreciate the honesty and the transparency, especially us making a strong secondary recommendation, leave us a like. YouTube eats those likes up, so if you really want to and you love us enough, swing over to a couple more videos after you watch this one and just leave a couple likes while you're there, because we could use a few likes, you guys. It helps us, it helps the hobby, it helps family-friendly content get promoted up, and it's amazing how far a free like can go for a free video that we put out there. So overall, it's got a great flight time, I can say that, because we got a whole video done on this battery of you flying it and me flying it. Do you want to try to fly it again?
Sure, here, just pass it.
Okay, pass the controls mid-flight. You got it. Abby's at the controls now. Hurry, 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 get it.
It's sagging.
Oh, the battery's sagging bad. You only might get a minute or two, but we'll see. Hopefully you can fly it just a bit.
I tried to loop another one. This is how it turned out.
No, that was better than the first couple tries. You're gonna lose battery, I know it.
I can't even get it to turn.
Get it back, get it back. Oh, oh, oh.
It's struggling.
Guys, this airplane, this poor thing.
I swear I flew this really well the first time.
You flew it better than this. It has high and low rates too. So you can press a button and have two different rates, and it's in the high rate, which means we should have more control surface authority, more movement on that rudder and elevator, so we can actually fight the wind a little bit better. And it does make a difference, not much of a difference, but I looked at it on the ground and that rudder does move more when you have it in high rates. So that's what we're flying it in. I just don't see the benefit of those 3 motors. And it's weird, like, why put 3 motors on this little airplane? Wow. Why put 3 motors on this little airplane and not on like a big airplane, like an E-flight airplane? Why don't they have 3 motors to 1 prop, you know? What's the reasoning, the real reasoning they did that? Did they just have really underpowered motors laying around their warehouse and they were like, what can we do with these? No one's buying our drone motors. Oh, I know, if you put 3 together, you can fly this airplane.
Hey, I will say, I'm impressed with the flight time.
The flight time is insane, you guys.
And I'm full throttle right now, this whole time.
Wow.
And
I can hear it.
pretty much almost the whole time I flew the last time.
Oh, it's sagging down.
Well, it is. I'm gonna try to land now.
Yeah, okay, you get the landing on this one. You got it. That's 0 throttle. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Nice! That was actually a really good little landing.
Oh, I can't.
Right stick to steer.
I'm trying. Look, that was full left and it turned.
Oh man. Oh.
We'll just commit. Oh my gosh.
Well, there you go. It's a looker. It just doesn't fly that great. I mean, it really does look cool, and I like the added little plastic decal for the engine up there. And the decaling over the plane and everything looks so good. It's got this super nice pliable foam that's extremely bendable and durable. I really wish this was a better flyer than what it is, but it's got this weird, like, quirky kind of flight pattern. It does a lot of this, and that's not good for a beginner. We want beginners to enjoy their time in this hobby. Now, if you've got some money in your pockets, I'm talking around like $230 or so, so about double the price of this, we'll have a really good, a killer recommendation airplane linked in the description box below with one of our videos. But if your money is sitting closer to about $100 and you want a solid recommendation of something that not only we love, but everybody loves just across the board, we'll link that down below this too. Now, people will ask us sometimes, why would you even bother linking this airplane? It's so you know what the exact product is that is a pass. You can click it and see it, but I'm telling you, probably don't buy this one. And the crazy thing is, there's probably at least 10 of you watching. I guarantee there's at least 10 of you watching that are like, I take that on as a challenge. And people will see these cheap kind of bad-ish things on our channel and they're like, wow, okay, you know, it flew. It wasn't awful, like it did fly. I'm going to take that on as a challenge and make it better. And there are people out there that love doing that. So for that reason too, we link it down there. But to the average first-time flyer, we say pass with alternatives down below. Hopefully you guys appreciate that, and I'll ask you one more time, please like this video. I know this is not any outstanding product or anything, but give us the like for the better recommendation. But we had a great time today. I mean, Abby and I still had a good time, even though we made a big mistake and didn't have the mic turned on at the beginning, and you know, we basically recorded this twice. We had fun flying this. Abby and I can really get our hands on most things, even if they're bad like this, and just have a good old time with it, but it's not something that would keep us in the hobby. But either way, I thank the big guy upstairs for giving us the time to come out here and share this experience with you guys. And a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters for videos like this. We used to see videos like this with drones all the time. We had like a 50%, maybe a 60% pass rate on drones because they were all bad. And so because of the Patreon support that we had on our channel, we could jump in front of the camera, no hold back, and say, no holds, and say, look, this is total junk, don't buy it. And it didn't matter if we made companies mad or if we got free stuff anymore because we had Patreon support, which we still do. And in this case, this classifies as a pretty strong pass. And I want to just say massive thanks to our Patreon supporters for allowing us to have the funds to have that transparency and not have to be sellouts, so you guys know what's good and what's not. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts and everybody watching. We'll have a very good budget RC plane video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.